Hey everybody, it's Aquila, and this is a Lefty Knitter Podcast, episode 147. My name's Aquila, live in Baltimore, husband, cats, kids, all of the above. This is a podcast where I record through my week, and then I slop it all together, and I post it on the interwebs on Saturday. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to anybody that's new to my channel. Happy New Year, and welcome to all my returning and faithful viewers and all your concerns about me, and I really appreciate it. So let me just talk real quick about that, get it over with. I had COVID. I had the sickness. Sometimes I don't like saying that word. I don't know if it like triggers things on the interwebs. I had the sickness. It was middle of December, positive test. So I had a teledoc appointment today because I cannot catch my breath. I am using an old albuterol inhaler because that's what I had, and it's been terrible. I feel like I'm hacking up a lung and all this other stuff, and it's been really terrible, really, really terrible. I don't like feeling this way, and the last time I felt this way, it was 2019, right at the end of 2019. They had me on steroids, so teledoc says, now that the virus is gone, so to speak, I have a lot of inflammation going on in my lungs. So I had another inhaler that's a steroid inhaler, and I'm going to take that every day. I'm going to supplement it with the coughing benzoate pills or whatever, and also supplement it with my albuterol, a new prescription, thank you, when needed. So it just really sucks. Sleeping upright on the couch. Like, I think I fell asleep last night on the couch, like leaning forward like this on a pillow at some point with my head kind of like on the back of the couch, because laying down isn't happening. Let's just say that. So, all right, now that we've talked about my health, I'm not even going into all the other issues I'm having because, you know, getting old sucks. I'll be 40 this year. 40? That's okay. Whatever. I am one of the prize... Why can't I think of the word again? I'll put it here. The New to You Mail that's hosted by the ladies of the Cocktail Hour at the Coop in Arrow Acres Farm. So check their post out. I am a contributor or something. Why can't I think of the word? My cat's looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, so I decided I was going to do Mosaic Crochet. Oh, so New to You Mail. Do something you've not done before. Started January 1st, ends on February 14th. One grand prize winner will be picked, and prizes will be sent from all the prize contributors. And then John and I will probably pick in some individual winners or whatever. We haven't figured that all out. But use the hashtag New to You Mail 2022. So you just have to try something new. I've never done mosaic crochet. That's what I'm doing. I told you guys my plan where I was going to use minis, and it was so the pattern I'm doing is called Just Like a Kelim Pillow. Yes, I'll have it here. And I cannot pronounce the designer's name, and I'm not even going to try because I know I will butcher it, and I apologize in advance. So, I am using fingering weight yarn held double because it calls for DK. I'm also using a 3.5 or 3.25 millimeter hook because I can't find a 3.0. Oh well, it's a pillow. Gauge isn't needed. So I'm using a bunch of my minis and holding them double because it calls for like 20 grams total of each color. So I just need to have more colors. I'll need to have more minis, which is totally fine because when you hold it double, although, you know, I was really surprised. This was a mini. And I used only 10 grams of the mini to do one section, which I thought I would have used all of this to do that section. So I don't know. I'm going to have leftovers, and you know what? That's okay, because I love my scrappy blanket. I love using this in my Erlbacher knitting machine, which I have, which you might see in this episode. Who knows? I'm really jealous. Shaylee is doing 365 socks challenge on her machine. And I wish I would have known. Maybe I'll do a weekly challenge and do at least one pair a week. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe I could catch up. No, I'm not going to play the catch up game. That's not happening. Okay, back to Mosaic Crochet. I did the center square, and I used Knit Picks Bare, and I used Knit Picks Palette in black, and I finished that. So I don't want to show you the other part because I'm going to show you, but I don't want to show you yet because I'm really proud of it. There are some mistakes here, and that's okay. You know why? Because I'm learning. And I'm learning how to read it, and I've gotten some great links from people. So thank you for that. I'm all groggly still. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, and then I added the first, so it kind of does like a log cabin thing. So I've already added on the next one. Look at that. Okay, so you add this on, and then the next piece will be a long strip the same width, and it'll come down here. And then the next piece will go out here, and it'll go to there, and this piece will start here and go up to the top. So it's kind of log cabin style, right? I am so proud of this. Isn't that beautiful? I'm so happy. These two, so one was a 50-gram ball and one was a 20-gram ball. That's these two. This is Gems by Lewitt. And it's no color. I don't know if it has a color, but it's okay. It's 100% worsted spun pure merino wool, 50 grams. So there you go. Thought this was really pretty because you need like a good contrast for each section. This is ready. Now I know how to pronounce this because I've met the dyer in person. And I think it's so funny when I see other podcasters who get their yarn and they're from like not around here, so they don't know. Ready? That is Yakagani yarns. And this is a mini that I bought, and it's a sparkle. It's probably hard to tell. It's a 75, 25, and 5 stellina. It was 20 grams, approximately 87 yards, and it's called, did they have colors? Yep, turquoise. It's just called turquoise. So I thought they looked so good together. So now I know my little, my minis, I didn't use 20 grams. So I know my minis, I could do as the other color. So I really can just kind of play with it. And I have, like, this one might be in it again, but like on the second, you do 2 rounds of the log cabin type look. So that might be, this might be in the second border or whatever you want to call it as one of the other colors. I'm so happy with myself. I'm so happy. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to stop. I don't know what I'm going to show you, really. I have nothing else. I talked about health, and I did some mosaic crochet. I gotta get back to work. Bye. I did have something else to show you. My next 2 colors. This is, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I used it in my Sunset Highway. I'll put the yarn dyer here because I just can't think off the top of my head right now. I got this when this dyer has like a super huge sale like twice a year, and I got it then. Why can't I think? That's really, it's got a bullseye on the thing. I just can't think. I'm sorry. And then this is another mini, and I don't know who the dyer is of this. So I put it back. These 2 are gonna be my next. I love that. These are gonna be my next section. And you'll probably see that in this episode. Hey everybody, it is now Thursday, December. Nope. It is January. Thursday, January 6th. I recorded that last clip and I was feeling really good. I had a doctor's appointment virtually, and it was a really good day. And I had some answers, I had some medicine, and then that next day I felt like death. I mean, the coughing that I've been dealing with, they're calling it kind of like a long haul deal that I'm gonna have to have some coughing and breathing issues. So I'm just grateful that I'm not dealing with other side effects from COVID. So the sickness. I hate saying that word. Okay, So I'm sitting at my machine, which I haven't done in a while. I have 2 lights up above me, so it may look like if I do that, you see my ring light. I have done more work on my Mosaic Crochet. I'm very excited about this. I think it's turning out really good. My center square was still a little wonky, so it's not throwing everything off a little bit, but it looks like it could be, but I don't think it's going to. I think once I get this last piece on this section, it's going to be better. I've now done 3 of the 4 borders on the first border, because there's 2, so I have to do that. Ready? I love this so much. There's so many ends. There's so many ends. Whoa. Okay, I'm at my machine, my sock machine. I almost pulled a needle out. It's okay. I have nothing on it, but still. These 2 yarns, this is, the gray is Hippo for Moms, which is a Lolo Did It colorway. And this is Primrose. And then the black and white I said was Knit Picks. Ah, dang it. I thought I spun right. No, that's not right. That's On the Round. On the Round is the yellow. I figured it out. The green was a mini I didn't know. And then I already talked about Yakagani, and the dark blue is, I said it already too, I'm sorry. My next 2 are also unknowns. I don't know what these are. I'll insert a picture. I'm gonna bust some stuff sitting here. I'm gonna insert a picture here of what the layout of the rest of my colors are gonna look like. I did move some stuff around from my initial idea, but I think it's gonna work. So these are gonna be my next 2. And they're gonna be up here. The gray is gonna be like what the purple is, and the greenish is gonna be what the gray is. So it's gonna be, the lighter is the bigger color. So I've been trying to make sure I have lights and darks and contrast and whatnot with this. I really, really love it though. I really do. I'm really glad that I picked this over, there was a hat that I was going to do as my other mosaic project, but I'm really glad that I picked this one. The other thing I want to do is, do you guys remember this? Remember my earth yarns? And I cast these on so I had something on the plane to Florida, and I did them as shorty socks because I decided after I started, it was this color. It started with this color. And I did shorty socks. And I probably used up to about, probably there. So I still have a lot of this fun right here, right here, right here. And I am going to crank those on my machine. So maybe I'll take you through a little of the process. Now, I want to use up every scrap I have, right? I want to use up every scrap. So my plan is, all the greens I have aren't going to be perfect, and that's okay. My plan is to use this green as a cuff, cast this on, do my cuff, crank these until I can't crank anymore, and then put on a toe using this Knit Picks Stroll in Pine. Yes, it looks terrible because my cat has gotten a hold of this one. 3-legged cat likes yarn, and I have to correct her. And I can't leave stuff out. So she likes the cones, actually. She likes eating the cone. So that's going to be the toe. And then I can't use this, I don't think, for the heel because it doesn't have any. Wait a minute. I have it. This is 100% superwash. Not using that for my heels, but I have this, and it's really fun. And this does have nylon in it. Even though it's a 2-ply, I think I'm going to cut my heel in and do this because it's just fun. I don't think I'll have enough of this. Maybe, I don't know. Or I do have that kiwi yarn from my Painted Pebbles shawl. That's up here because I was going to use it for, it's a lot to use for scraps, but this could be fun as a heel, and it's not a 2-ply. So maybe I'll use this. But I can't crank the heel because I don't know how far this is going to get me. So I need to just crank and then cut in. That might be fun. I'll take you on my journey. Bye. What you doing, baby? You okay? Okay, well, what did you do? Jump down the steps? Oh, baby. All right, everybody, it is January 8th, and let's wrap up this video. It is Saturday, and I like to try to post before it's way late Saturday. So I have some progress on my Like a Kelim pillow. Still not sure if I'm pronouncing Kelim correctly, so if somebody knows, let me know. And yeah, I've made progress. I'm very excited about this, and I have my next two colors to show you. So they're going to be going in probably today. I've been doing one strip a day of the log cabin looking parts, so they call it a stripe in the pattern. Oh, I meant to mention, so the designer's name, I'm not trying the last name, but the first name I believe is Tatsiana. Maybe it doesn't have the S pronounced as hard as I'm doing it, but Tatsiana. So I really appreciate that in her pattern, they talk about when you're going to put on the next square. So they tell you to turn your square to the back side. So that's the back and that's the front. They tell you to turn it to the back side, and then they say to use they tell you to, sorry, I had an alert on my phone that said something about like your account is restricted, and it says a bank that's not my bank. So it's probably like some scammy crap that they want you to click. Sorry, it just made me like lose all concentration, and I'm not going to cut that out because you should all be aware of scams. Like if you get some weird text from your bank, like seriously, unless you have text alerts, and it's not even from your bank, don't click it. Just don't click it. Like if you don't have a bank account with them, just be like, okay, this is crap. There are so many people that get scammed with like the easiest of things, and it's just, you know, that's what people's jobs are out there, and it's really terrible that this is like a world we live in where people have jobs to scam people. Rant over, let's get back to this. Okay. I'll go back. The last square I showed you was this one. This was right before I was going to crank downstairs. I was sitting in front of my machine. Then the next square I did was this one. This finished off my 4 of the center stripes. So on this one, you had to pick up the edge here. So it's probably not the greatest, but it's fine. I did okay. Then, so the designer tells you whatever strip you just finished, you're looking at the back side, and this is the part. It says if you're a righty, the strip will be on your left. And if you're a lefty, the strip will be on your right. Not many patterns have I ever seen where it's like dictated like that. It said, for a lefty. What? Like, I just thought that was really awesome when I saw that in the directions. I've read down now through the rest of the directions, and they have you leave these long bits here. It says like 40 centimeters or something crazy. Not crazy. It gives you an amount. And at the end, you do like a slip stitch on the front for like decorative border. But the directions don't really tell you that you're using this, like that extra. So I'm not quite sure. I've been leaving extra of the one color of every one because the first one told me to do that. So that wasn't very clear. That's okay. I can do a slip stitch probably with, I'll pick one color out of all my colors and do one. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, back to again. So I had finished this square. This is now the back. And now this is now on my right side if I was looking at it. So and the instructions then tell you to start here. Because if you were a righty, you'd be picking up, this would be where you ended. The strip is on your left and you would have started here. So I found that really awesome that they dictated that. Although as a lefty, I would have read that directions and I would have immediately flipped it anyway. But since she already told me to flip it, or they already told me to flip it, I was like, sweet, this is awesome. I don't have to do the mental thinking of what I normally have to do being a lefty. It's that simple. That's simple. So I'm very excited. This was, this was the one before, the last one, and then I just did this one. These are two unknown skeins, mini skeins also. I don't know what they are. And the pattern's a little different, so I had gotten so good at figuring out this pattern that this one changed. I do have my tiny little balls left. So my mini skeins were enough for the one color that I'm only using it once probably with the mini skeins because it's not going to be enough to do more than one strip or stripe or whatever you want to call it. My next two colors, so if I flip this to the back side, ready? Flip it to the back side, it's going to start here. So my two newest colors, well, I can turn it around and show you the pretty side. My two newest colors are going to be this Knit Picks Palette Eggplant and this mini that I don't know what it is. The background color, so what the green is going to be the purple, and what the gray is, oh, it's going to be gray again. Oh well, I'm not worried about that. So it'll be the purple because that's a good contrast, I think, against the yellow, and then the gray. So that's my plan. That's my next two colors. I know it was a lot of cranking I showed in this video, but a lot of people actually like, one, hearing the noise, because I think people like that. It's interesting. So I left the noise in. There was a little bit of talking by my kid at the end, but other than that, other than me breathing and maybe making a few noises, it's the machine. So I left that as is. I also left it at normal speed, which I speed up a lot of my videos, and when I do like the Instagram story, or not the stories, the Instagram, sorry, I don't know what that noise was, Reels, I speed up my cranking a lot. Hold on one second. So I did hear a noise. My cat puking. I had to ask Hazel what it was because I was talking when I heard it and I didn't recognize what it was. Bud is getting pretty old. He's old, he's got some stuff going on. Okay, so I left my cranking at normal speed and I left the noise and I just put a little bit of background music in because I thought it needed a little something because it was very stark without it. So I hope you really enjoyed that. I only got to do one and I haven't closed the toe and I haven't put the heel in, so I will be showing these again. But I'm very excited. I did a 1x1 rib with that color. I don't have a heel in it, so it's not going to sit right on my blocker. That's okay though. But they're going to be pretty tall socks and I'm really excited about that. So this will get closed as the toe. I I'm so glad that I decided to stop and make shorties with that other yarn because I am in love with this. I am so in love with this, and I need to say thank you, Andy, because Andy is the one that gifted me this beautiful, beautiful striping yarn. So I feel like this goes pretty cool with this, so I'm really excited about that too. I don't know what I'm doing for the heel. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to use my deep dyed yarn, but I still might. I don't know yet, but I love it. So I'm going to try to crank the other one today. I said I did a 1x3 rib. I did drop one stitch. I fixed it. That looks a little weird, but it needs blocking. So I did the E-wrap with a 1x1. So exciting. Okay, one more thing to talk about because I haven't talked about it in a long time. So I got a punch needle. It's probably been like 3 years because that year I also gifted my in-laws some really cool circle. If I can find them, I'll put them here while I'm talking. That was really the only thing I punch needled. And then John got me the tufting gun, and it made me want to get my punch needle out again. And so I did. And I did that over like the vacation break, or, you know, whatever, the holiday break. And so I started doing, and I showed a little bit of this, I think, in a story, but I didn't show, and it's not done, but I wanted to show you guys because I think it's going to be interesting after I like shave it. So my punch needle makes loops where my tufting gun cuts, although I could get a tufting gun that makes loops too, but the punch needle is strictly usually loops. It doesn't cut. So I'm actually going to shave this down so it will be cut piles and not loops anymore. And I might just use a shaver we have here, like John's old beard shaver. That might be what I use. But I'm going to show you the back because you're going to get the picture, the image, really cool looking on the back side. So here you go. I love this so much. So the backside is really cool, but I'm not going to keep it as the backside. The backside is going to be the back. And I was really not sure. I did all my black outlines, and then I did the red heart, and then I was like, oh, but now what do I want to do? Because I really wanted to have rainbow in there. And I was like, do I want to do a rainbow background? And I decided, nope, I'm going to do rainbow people. So that's what I did. So I made my people rainbow, and this is all going to be filled in with white in some sort of shape. I'm not exactly, it might stop here. It might have white here and be kind of like a circle. That might be what I do. But the front looks funny because it's not as detailed. But I think once I shave it down, I can carve it out and make it have way more detail. So let me show you the front. Not as detailed, right? So that's kind of how you can get a wide array of different punch needling tools. You can get ones that do taller piles. You can get ones that use thinner yarn. This punch needle is the regular. I don't remember what it's called, but you can get like a fine, and you can get two other ones, because my punch needle is made by, I can't think of words. If I remember, I'll put it here. But then you can get punch needles that use strictly embroidery floss. And people do some really detailed looking punch needling with that. So I just wanted to show you guys this before I shave it down. Because I'm going to finish the white. I'm going to glue the back, which I have another one to show you actually real quick that has glue on it. I ordered 2 gallons of Elmer's kids glue. So I'm going to finish the white, glue the back, take it out of this, and be ready to like do the finishing of it. So while Maggie was here, my sister-in-law, she wanted to try it. She saw me doing it and she wanted to try it. And I was like, sure. I cut her a piece of muslin or monk's cloth, gave it to her, put it in hoop. She's like, well, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you to do, whatever. So she decided, she was first going to do a strawberry, but then she did a flower. And so this is her flower. This is the back. Now I've glued this. Can you see? It's like shiny and weird. And then this is the front. I'm going to shave this one down too. This is kind of, she didn't take it. She said she didn't want it. So I'm going to use this kind of as a test piece to shave. And hopefully it turns out cool. And then I'll have a little practice before I do my Keith Haring one. Oh, I didn't mention that it was a Keith Haring design. I love Keith Haring. So yeah, I'm excited to possibly mess this up. I mean, that's so stupid. But this almost is part of like the new to you Mal, because I didn't do any finishing really with the other ones that I had showed. All right, so roundup. I've been taking my steroid inhaler. I feel a lot better. You can probably still tell that I'm like weird, and I do have coughing fits still, but knock on wood, I've only taken my rescue albuterol inhaler twice in 2 days. I was taking it every 4 hours a few days ago. Better. I'm better. I'm feeling better now. I just have to keep steadily progressing, and hopefully it doesn't go backwards. Other than that, John and I watched the Lucille Ball, the Lucy and Desi on, I think it was on Hulu or Prime. That was really interesting. I watched I Love Lucy so much when I was younger, and it was really interesting. And I've done a little bit of reading about like their actual background and life and whatever, but that was pretty interesting. So there was another documentary that was apparently made in like 93. Oh, and this one had Nicole Kidman in it. It was very weird to see her as Lucy, but I feel she did really good. And then the girl that played Ethel was from Goliath. And it was kind of weird. Papacian was her last name in Goliath. I can't remember her first name. She did a great Ethel. I loved her as Ethel. So we watched that. And then when I can't sleep, I've been watching a lot of The Movies That Made Us. Have you guys ever seen that on Netflix? It's all like how the story got written, how they hired a director, what film company picked them up, where they shot the films, how they hired the actors. It was really interesting. And of course they did Elf, and I had to watch that one. And there was a lot of it was really interesting seeing how they shot some of the locations. Like Home Alone, that one was really interesting. So if you get a chance to watch that and you like the background of how movies, I say watch it. All of season 3 is horror movies, and honestly that doesn't interest me at all. I mean, I don't mind horror movies. They're just not my favorite. And maybe I'll watch them because I bet it would be really interesting. I wouldn't mind watching the Friday the 13th to see the whole Freddy Krueger aspect, because I think that would be really interesting. But maybe not all of them. But maybe. I don't know. I might just get sucked in. So what have you guys been watching in the new year? I also watched A Murder in the Building. That's the one with Steve Martin. I'm only like 4 episodes in, so I haven't watched enough of that. And then I wanted to watch Ghosts on CBS, but that's not covered on Hulu, and I was really upset about that. So we have regular TV, but I don't know if I can go back and watch it like on demand. So I'm gonna try that too. But if there's any good recommendations of stuff, I'll take it, because the only other thing John and I have been watching is My Name is Earl, and oh my god. I mean, I liked that show a lot when I first watched it, because I really enjoy Jason Lee. I liked him like in Mallrats and all those movies. So when John's like, I want to watch that, and I was like, oh, I'll rewatch it with you. So I've been rewatching it with John because I've already seen it, and he is like cracking up laughing. Yeah, that's about it. All right, this is a long one, y'all. Sorry, it's a long episode for the first episode of 2022. Actually, sorry, not sorry, because you can skip forward of the cranking and that'll cut it down. There you go. And I tell you that in the video that you can skip it. I mean, you can skip any parts of any podcasts. I hope everybody's doing well. The spread of things is not the greatest, and school, I'm not getting into it. I'm just not getting into it. There's like all kinds of stuff, and yeah. It's bleh. I'm just not. Okay, I already had my rant about something else, and I don't even remember what that was now. I hope you're all well. Check on one another. Send IG messages. If you haven't seen anybody in a little while posting something, maybe just send them a quick thing and be like, hey, we missed you. You just don't know maybe they might not respond because maybe they're completely off social media to refresh. I talk too much and then I do this. I'm going to stop. Be kind to one another, check on one another, care for one another, and do all the things. And I'll talk to you soon. So knit happy.